Hi guys, what's up? I'm Tim Queen. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to share with you how you can connect with CEOs on LinkedIn, how you can build a powerful LinkedIn network with high profile individuals. So if you want to expand your network and build real connections, keep on watching. Now, most people on LinkedIn have no idea when it comes to networking with high profile individuals, such as CEOs, company directors, investors, people in the press and media, politicians, you name it. There are two types of people who struggle with this. On one hand, we have people who would never dare to try it. They don't get any success because, well, they never try it. So that's not going to work out. And then there's the people who try, but usually they don't have any success either because they're either super obnoxious. They try to ask for something right away. The typical salesperson is just there to put their pitch out, who's spending no effort on building any relationship, or they just don't know how to build a network, how to provide value. They don't understand the complex social dynamics when it comes to high profile individuals. So this video will be for the people who are serious about building high profile networks, who are here in the long game. It's not for salespeople who want to just try to find a way how to get the foot into the door, to just push their pitch in. This is not for you. It's for people who want to build long-term relationships with powerful people. And LinkedIn is one of the best ways how you can do that. So let's get right into the first tip. Now, tip number one is you have to understand the concept of value. CEOs and other high-profile individuals, such as investors, company directors, people in the press, are already getting spammed by people who want something on a daily basis. They already have their guards on high alert, on red alert. So they're expecting anyone who's connecting to them to want something from them. So the way how you can overcome this hurdle is you can provide value to them. You have to be able to communicate the value really quickly. Value can come in all forms and sorts. It can be power, it can be money, it can be relationship, it can be opportunities. And when we're talking about opportunities, forget about yours straight away. Most opportunities are just for your benefits. Think about opportunities that benefit them first. That's a real opportunity. Now, when you're connecting to CEOs, you have to make a plan of action. So think about all the ways how you can provide value for a specific individual first. Now, tip number two is you have to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Now, to understand why you have to do this, you have to understand how the messaging process works. If you're sending someone an email or you're sending someone a connection request, you're going through at least two different iterations of trials. The first one is, did you mess up with your invitation message? If you do, you're out. If you made a good job with your invitation message, then trial number two comes in. Someone will click on your LinkedIn profile. Does your LinkedIn profile look legit? Do you have a professional headshot photos? Does everything is completely filled out? Are you able to tell a coherent story with your profile? If yes, someone will consider replying to your message. So you have to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is optimized. One of the most important factors for your LinkedIn profile is a professional headshot photo. So don't be cheap, invest into a professional photographer to get a high quality profile image that communicates that you're confident, that you're personable, that you're friendly, and you are able to provide value. So people always judge a book by its cover. If your profile picture is communicating that you're like a nice, approachable person who's confident and has power or is able to provide value, it makes it 99% more likely that someone will connect with you. You can also check out the link in the description for my LinkedIn profile optimization course if you want to get like an in-depth instruction from A to Z how to optimize each and every aspect of your LinkedIn profile. Tip number three is you have to stalk the CEO, company director, investor, or whoever you're trying to reach. And the way you want to do that, you start with their name, Google them, go on all the different websites that you'll find on page 1, 2, 3. Then check out their personal social media accounts. Go to Facebook, try to search for their name. Go on Twitter, try to find their name. Do they have a website? Can you find more information? Find all the different social media accounts. Find them on LinkedIn. Find them on YouTube. Find them on Instagram. Whatever you can do, find past articles. Sometimes you can find podcast episodes where someone is talking about a specific topics. Sometimes you might find that they're speaking at a conference about certain events. Sometimes they might write articles on their personal company website or blog. So you want to make sure that you find all the information that you can about this one person. And you have to find a way how you can digest this data, write down all the different topic ideas, how you might be able to connect to this one person. You want to really plan this out. This is a game of strategy. Find out all the different topics, Then group them together by clusters of interest. Find what you are interested in about. Find out like what you know about, and then find an angle of attack. How could you find something that they are interested in with something that you are interested in? What could be the first foot in the door technique to connect with them, to talk about something they're interested in or something they are passionate about? You want to think about really building a relationship with this person, so you have to find an overlapping topic. Now, tip number 4 is you have to craft your invitation message or email. And the way you want to do that is you using all the knowledge that you gathered in step number 3, and you find an angle of attack. Now, here is the key. You only have a very small number of characters left that you can use in your invitation message. So you have to be really short and on the point. And you don't want to sell anything, and you don't want to ask for anything. Now, I recommend to tell them something that you found out and provide value that they're most likely interested in. Share some information, share an additional article that you found about something they have said. Or you can ask them a question which is not something to do something for you. It's something about their passion topic. And you can tell them how you have used some of their knowledge or some of their recommendation or something that you have learned about them to do something special. Or you can tell them how some of their action have inspired you to do something inspirational. CEOs love to hear this kind of stories, so make sure that you are connecting with them on a personal level, which has nothing to do with sales, has nothing to do with asking for a favor, just providing value. Provide value such having a compliment or giving them feedback about something, giving them something they might be interested about learning, making an introduction to someone, inviting them to speak at a conference, inviting them on a podcast show. Think about all the different ways how you can provide value that you have written down in step number 2, and then make this a short elevator pitch. This has the highest likelihood of getting your connection request accepted. So make sure that you pay a lot of attention of crafting your 1-sentence elevator pitch very, very carefully. Tip number 5, you can also choose an indirect approach. If you don't have any way to connect to the CEO, because sometimes CEOs lock down their profile, they make it impossible for anyone to send them emails, they make it impossible for anyone to send them connection requests unless they have been introduced by someone they already are connected to. So those are like the top of the top CEOs who don't want to be disrupted, who don't want to get like a ton of spam messages. They lock down their LinkedIn profile. In such case, the only way how you can connect with them is through an introduction. Now, what you can do is you can check out the LinkedIn profile and look for mutual connections. Or you can check out the sidebar on the right to check out who are they connected to, like recommended people. And this gives you often a hint who might be able to make an introduction to them. If you don't have luck with that, you have to do more research. Find out who they are connected to. Look through press and media. Find someone in their company on the same C-level. Find someone they have worked with in the past. Maybe they have invested, if it's an investor, in a certain startups. You might be able to connect to the CEO of this particular startup, and he might be able to make an introduction to the person you're looking for. Now, here's something you have to understand, and this comes back to the idea of value. You have to understand how much valuable it is to get an introduction. So don't think you have any right from anyone to make an introduction on your behalf. You have to earn that right to get an introduction. And I can speak from my personal experience. A lot of times I get request. Oh, Tim, I saw you connected to X. Could you make an introduction for me? Or, Tim, I have this great business idea. Could you introduce me to Y? Sometimes I don't even know the person. The person is just sending me an email. You have to understand the idea of trust. I know this particular high-profile individual personally. I'm not going to introduce some random people to them. They have very limited amount of time, and I don't want to ruin my reputation by recommending some random people I don't even know. What happens if they turn out to be total creeps and stalk and spam the CEO, and then later I'm getting the complaints. They're like, Tim, why did you make this introduction? Like, what kind of random people are you hanging out with? So it's like my reputation at risk if I make a recommendation or introduction to anyone of high profile. So it's really important. I will never make an introduction to anyone unless I really know you and I can vouch for you and I believe that you are a great person with all of my heart. So you have to treat the person, the indirect person between you and the person you're trying to reach with the same respect that you're treating the CEO. You have to use value first. You have to provide a ton of value to the person who might make the introduction. Don't ever ask for them. Plan the long game. Build a real relationship. Find out the same kind of research about the person who might be able to make an introduction, provide value to them, build a real relationship with them. Don't just see them as a stepping stone, as like a little puzzle piece in your chess game to get to the CEO. You want to build a real relationship with them as well. And then at some point, you can talk about your specific project. They might even like bring up the possibility in the first place to say, hey, I could introduce you to this person because they might actually really like this idea. So make sure that you're treating both the person making the introduction and the CEO with the same level of trust and respect how you want to be treated yourself. And it will be much more likely that you get an introduction to the person you're looking for. Now, in conclusion, if you put in the effort and you do your homework and you put in the work, it's very likely that a CEO will accept your connection request. But don't think that you have won the game just because someone has accepted your connection request. That's the easy part. Now you have to focus on providing value and building a real relationship. This is not a one-day effort. This is something you have to be willing to commit to for a long time. Think about this as a long game strategy, not a quick fix to one of your short-term problems. You want to focus on building long-term relationships. You will not be able to get any results if you're just like asking for something within the first couple of days. So never ask for something. If you want to keep one thing in mind, it's like never ask for something. Provide 10 times as much value as you're asking for in return, and you are in good shape. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you will also love my next video where I talk about how to promote high-ticket events to affluent individuals on LinkedIn. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to get an email notification once this video is live. If you have any questions about networking on LinkedIn and connecting with high-profile individuals such as CEOs, influencers, company directors, investors, or people in press and media, please leave me a comment down below. If you want to work one-to-one with me, how to build a powerful network and maybe get a little bit of help how to craft your invitation messages and email firsthand, make sure that you check out the link in the description for my one-to-one VIP coaching packages. Also, please give this video a like and check out those videos over here and over here. You can also consider subscribing to my Patreon, where you get first-hand access to all of my videos before anyone else. You have the opportunity to submit content ideas, to vote on video ideas, and we even have a live chat. So check out the link as well. And I'll see you in the next video.